Don't take too many of them to make a dozen.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Yeah, that fish will go 12 pounds easy.
Oh my God, look at the size of this. Both hooks, no less. Look at this.
Yeah, I had a whole crab. I flipped it right out where I was getting all that life, and bang, that guy gave me a shot almost with the rod.
That's amazing.
Nice
That is
fish.
beautiful, beautiful fish. Wow, nice fish.
There we go.
That might be a little better.
Oh, that fish is screaming, Rick.
Wow.
You're watching Northeast Angling. We're proud to present inshore and offshore saltwater fishing. We cover every species from fluke and porgies to stripers, sharks, and tuna. You can learn more about techniques, tackle, and destinations at neangling.com. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Well, our guest today is Captain Henry Feeney of the Captain Morgan out of Garrison Beach, Brooklyn.
You know, Henry and I go way back. We've done a lot of traveling around and fishing. Last time you and I fished hard, you were throwing grunts at tarpon in Anegada and just catching big tarpon. This is a far cry from that.
That's quite a trip.
Now, Henry, we're going to be blackfishing today. What areas are we going to be fishing?
Well, today we got a nice, fairly nice winter day here, late winter day, and the fish seem to be moving offshore a little bit. They're in 90 to 125 feet of water now. And it's pretty much the last hurrah for blackfish.
I got you.
You know, we're a couple of days away from New Year, and you know, we're all dressed up here, probably as much covered as we can be. And we tried to do the show a couple of times, get together with you, but we couldn't manage it because the weather just kept, you know, clobbering us. And we finally got a great day.
Andy, you ready to get us out there?
Yeah, I want to see where Henry's going to take us, like which one of his secret 17 fathom spots he's taking us to today.
Well, I'm ready. This ain't a bad tasting fish either.
No, they're pretty good.
Let's do it. Well, Henry, they forecasted for light seas, but doesn't seem to have happened. Where have you got us here?
And once again, well, Andy, we're in an area called 17 Fathoms, which is roughly 13 miles from the Rockaway Inlet, and about 100, average between 90 and 125 feet of water.
All right. Now, Henry, you were saying before the bottom that we're fishing here, it's just a big area of broken bottom. You want to fish the edges.
Right.
You find that to be a lot more productive?
Well, 17 is basically, picture a tabletop. You know, you're fishing the edges of the tabletop being 90 foot where it drops off to about 100, 140 feet of water.
Okay.
You want to be right on those edges.
I got you.
I got one playing with me. There's definitely a little life down here. There it is.
17 is the kind of place you got to have a lot of patience. It's not like inshore blackfishing. The longer you lay, you build the life up. And you'll see, you'll get some nice fish coming into the...
Is that because you got a lot of bottom out here?
Got a
and
lot
you're basically going to accumulate the fish.
Well, we say these fish are very competitive also, and they're very curious. You establish a bite in one area, you get some commotion going in an area, and it almost seems like they'll build in that one area. Right. You got a touch there? Oh, there we go. There's a fish.
Oh, that's a good fish there.
All right, that'll work.
Well, the good news is I got one playing with me, and Rich has the net on his side of the boat.
Aw, man. There is. I got it down on the ground.
Nice fish, Henry?
Yeah, it feels like a pretty decent fish, Andy. He didn't give me much of a hit, to be honest with you.
If you want the net, let me know. Oh, that is a good fish. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, it's a solid fish.
Not a bad start, huh, Henry?
That's a nice way to start.
There we go. Oh, it's a 17 Tautog.
Thanks, Rick.
My pleasure. Now it's an interesting rig we're using here, Henry, and tell me a little bit more about this. I know a lot of the locals, they call it a snafu rig, and it's basically 2 hooks into 1 crab, right?
Right. What it will do, Rich, basically, it's going to give you, it's going to double your odds of hooking a fish, especially with a big crab.
I got you. That is a beautiful fish. How big is that fish going?
This fish has to go 8-9 pounds, Andy.
Wow, that's a great start.
That's a well fish.
That's a great fish.
I don't know, we got the well going yet or no?
Actually, Henry's got an early jump on the pool here.
I see that. How do I get that well going? Right up there? We'll get that going?
Yeah, that's it.
Where
Just
am I
drop
here?
right in there, Henry.
We're going to enjoy eating that one.
Right over here. Right in there.
I had a touch, because you were grilling that one in, I just had a little touch also. But no, I know what you mean by building life. Even the Begall life is good, right, Henry?
Well, you know, the Begalls get feed, and then the Blackfish are very inquisitive. They're going to come over and kind of investigate.
I got you. No, Andy, we talk about, fish competition all the time. I mean, how many times you reel one fish in, you'll see another one behind it or something like that.
No, you're right, because what happens is, and especially when they start cracking up these baits and getting a lot of scent in the water, that also gets them going.
Also, another thing to remember at 17, you really don't have much light on the bottom. 90 foot of water, it's not like fishing an inshore wreck, so the fish is basically relying on his sense of smell.
Sense of smell, right?
Yeah.
That's why I know a lot of times you crack the top of the crabs when you set them down.
Right, you're sending out a mini chum slip with that up.
I got you.
Today we're using rock crabs, which are definitely the preferred.
Yeah, I know. You know what I was going to ask you about that? I know there's so many different baits for blackfish, green crabs. They use the Asian crabs now, hermit crabs. But you think 17? You said you're a big fan of the white crabs. Are they more abundant here? Is that why?
It's the natural bait here off in the deep water. Most of the lobster fishermen used to throw the rock crabs away. Now a big part of their lobstering is to save the white crabs for the fishing boats.
For the party boats, right?
Exactly.
Charter boats. I got you. Well, I'm ready for another one.
17, if you use a lot of soft bait, you attract a lot of the walleyes, dogfish, and a lot of critters that would otherwise not be attracted to the crab.
Now, Henry, I just was 3 weeks ago. I was out in Orient Point, which is obviously the other end of the island, and they were actually moving their sinkers around on the bottom to get the fish interested in their head. And I know you guys, and Rich and I are religious. Hold it still, hold it still.
Right.
Now, what's the deal here? Same thing. We want to really keep it steady, so you move it around a little bit, then hold it steady, work it, and move it around a little bit.
There he is.
Ah, it is, Rich.
Oh yeah.
Ah, nice fish.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, it was kind of work the lumpy ride on the way out.
It wasn't too bad.
That'll work.
Henry, you got the net on that?
No, he's not huge, Andy. He's not huge. I can swing this fish, but he'll keep. Oh. It's also nice. It's 110, 115 feet of water. You get every ounce of
get to
fight.
enjoy them.
You get every ounce of fight out of these fish. That's for sure.
An important thing too is because today's braided lines. Don't forget, you're having such a good feel in this 100 foot of water with the braided line.
That's a pretty respectable fish.
I'll take that.
Nice fish.
No complaints there. A little bit of a white chin.
Visit the Northeast Angling website at neangling.com for nationwide saltwater charter directory, fishing news, and free fishing reports. You can also find dozens of techniques, tips, and tackle for every saltwater species. Now let's get back to the action.
Well, we're back here with Captain Henry Feeney. We're at 17 Fathoms, which is just about 12 miles outside of New York City, the Verrazano Bridge. And pretty easy run for a lot of anglers.
Yeah, 17 is located. Oh, there you go, Andy. It's located pretty much the same distance from Sandy Hook as it is from Sheepshead Bay or other Long Island ports.
Yeah, that's the only land we can see here is really the highlands over there.
Oh, there's one.
Double it up, boys. Way to go. I gotta get in the water.
Yeah, they're really chewing now, Andy.
Henry, the tackle we're using today, I know you and I talked about this on the phone before I came out here. Obviously conventional reel fishing only. We want the good drag, and this is not a bad fish.
There you go, Andy. Want a net or no?
No, I got it.
Nice fish.
Nice.
It's obviously conventional reel only. We're using 7-foot rods. Gives us a little chance to swing, and I know, Rich, you got some particular favorites there.
Well, you know what? We've been using the Toriums pretty much all season. And I mean, we've used them for so many different things. I mean, we use them for cod fishing, we use them black fishing, striped bass fishing. It's just such a universal reel.
Yeah.
But with this area, with the 6-to-1 gear ratio, it's nice.
Yeah, to come up 100 feet when you don't have any bait, you get up certainly really quick.
Obviously you don't want to get the fish in fast, right, Henry? Once you hook the fish, you want to take your time and just keep pressure on the fish. But when you're changing baits, it's good to come up and down quick. And the whole key with that is, I tell people all the time, that gear ratio is too fast. Well, slow down.
Yep.
You control the speed of your reel by how fast you want to turn your handle.
Yep.
So if you have a high gear ratio, really, you just tone it down a little bit. You're reeling a little bit slower. And these rods match up perfect.
Yeah, an important consideration, Rich, and you'll have to agree, is you want a rod light enough to actually enjoy it as well.
Yeah, most
You don't want to
definitely.
come out here with a rod that's way too heavy for the actual size fish you're catching.
No,
Well,
I
this guy's
agree
gonna
with
make
you.
it to the table.
What's nice about these, the talus rods, Henry, they got a lot of backbone to them, but yet they still have a soft tip. So you'll see when you hook a fish, you got a lot of bend in that rod, but you do have a lot of backbone to it
Oh,
also.
absolutely. And a day like today, when you got a little bit of a steam running here, we got 2 anchors now trying to get the boat situated right. It's going to prevent the bait from bouncing off the bottom, that little soft tip.
And I'll tell you, the braid is just like Andy and I say it all the time, we're going to say it again. It's just revolutionized the way we fish, it really has.
But also, you have to take it easy with a fish with a braided line. You can't force them off the bottom. Sometimes that stretch in the monofilament is your margin for error. You're
Yeah,
not gonna have
it gives
that
you a little forgiveness.
Right.
With the braid, it really isn't much.
Well, it enables you to fish a lot of deep water that you normally wouldn't fish this time of year with the braided line.
And you can feel, like I said, 110, 115 feet of water. You raise that sinker up off the bottom, you drop it back down, you can tell if you have bait.
Absolutely.
And you tell people that, and you can see it when you come down and see how slow it comes down. Well, you know you got bait on there. You feel the resistance of that crab as it goes down.
And here today we're fishing 100 feet of water. We're hauling with 8 ounces of lead. We probably could get away with 6.
Oh, that's a nice shot, Henry. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but go ahead. Oh, I want that one to come back. When you said 8 ounces of lead, you probably get away with 6.
You know, and Rich, I see you. Rich has slipped into a shotgun position. As soon as he feels a hit, he's trying to get that rod out away from his body a little bit. Give him a chance to take a good hard swing.
Well, with the roll, you know, it's important to keep your rod moving up and down with the sea also.
Right,
Especially now with the braided line too, because again, there's no stretch. So if you're keeping your rod set in a certain position, what you're actually doing is every time you come up on a wave, you're just lifting that sinker up off the bottom.
Yeah, you don't want that sinker dancing all over the place. The fish are very, get spooked very easy, especially when they're not biting well like that.
Let's
Oh,
see.
we got the light building here. You had a nice shot.
That was
there.
a nice shot. Yeah, I think he might have snooked at me, but I don't want to move again to see if I snook that bait. I'm going to give it another second. That was a shot and a half.
I saw that.
if that fish comes back, it's amazing. Sometimes, you know, Henry, you talk about sometimes how aggressive they are, and sometimes they just push a bait around.
Now, a lot of times people are waiting for that real strong hit. Blackfish will just kind of, oh, there you go. Just kind of scratch at the bait, give you a real soft shot. You got to give him enough time to get it in the back of his mouth and really set that hook on.
Yeah, and you know, we talked more about the crabs a little bit also. Sometimes you downsize, sometimes you'll fish a whole crab, crack the shell. I guess it all depends on how the fish are biting, right?
If they're real finicky, they're not going to eat that big piece of bait. They want that little piece of crab. Oh, there you go, Andy.
That looks good, Andy.
Not
Yeah,
bad. I was starting to feel like I was on the lonely side of the boat. Now, Henry, it looks like the tide's starting to move a little bit. How much do tides affect a spot like this one, 100 feet of water? Nice fish, Rich.
Not bad.
Well, today we don't have much current inshore. When you get in tight to the beach, current is more of a factor. But when you get a little in deep maybe sometimes you could have a surface current. They were able to hold bottom nicely with 8 ounces of lead.
Thanks, Henry.
Beautiful fish.
Thanks.
And does the moon affect the bite at all or no?
Yeah, usually around the new or the full moon periods, you will have a lot more tide. But the biggest factor is getting the boat to lay properly over a piece of bottom.
It's not bad. Tell you what, Henry, these are all respectable fish.
Yeah, off here is 17 and that fish will go 5-6 pounds.
Yeah, that's a nice fish.
Beautiful fish, Andy.
You know, he worked me a couple of times. I finally, you know, I lost 2 crabs to him. I finally got him on the 3rd one.
You know, that's one thing about blackfish, though. They will stay persistent for you, you know. If they don't taste steel, they generally come back. Or, you know, you just get the bite going in a certain little area, you get other fish moving around right away where it don't take that long to get that other bite.
Well, Andy likes to stuff his blackfish with crab meat before he catches it.
Oh, man, we said before, it's still by far, I think, probably one of the most underestimated and best eaten fish that you're going to see in these waters.
No, Rich, you said it. I mean, there's very few fish that come out of our local area that taste better than blackfish.
Did you have a bite there, Henry?
Yeah, I had a little fish playing with me. I'm going to put on a fresh crab here, see if I get him to come back.
Well, let's see if we can get them going again, guys.
Visit the Northeast Angling YouTube channel for hundreds of videos, including full-length episodes, exciting clips, product reviews, and instructional videos. And now, the exciting completion
there he
of
is.
Northeast Angling.
That looks
Nice,
better, Henry.
Henry. Well, we're back here with Captain
hang
Henry
it?
Feeney, who's hooked up again.
Did he hang it for a second, Henry?
Yeah, he had me in there for a second there, Rich.
We're fishing 17 fathoms, and it looks like the sea's starting to come up, guys.
How is that always the case?
Yeah, it only happens when the bite really starts cooking.
I'm in.
Started out this morning, we had pretty light and favorable winds, but it all went sour pretty quick, didn't it, Eddie?
Well, we got a few more minutes here. I mean, this is the best part of the bite. I feel like we're going to run away from the bite. I think you got me, Henry. I'm just going to go slacks.
Oh, I got a good fish on here. Oh, man. Henry, I'll tell you.
I'm just going to go slack because I think
we're not going to get too many more chances to do this, but I'll tell you. Whoa, that's a knife. Oh,
nice fish,
slob.
Henry.
Lift them or lose them.
Henry, I don't know what I got on here, but
Henry, I got a clipper right here.
feels
if you need
pretty
it.
good.
I don't know if that helps.
I'll tell you, that there's a nice fish.
Ooh, this guy's hanging down too.
Here.
I should have you out there pretty quick.
There we go. I got him sideways. That other hook grabbed him in the belly.
Nice fish, Rick.
But that's still a decent fish right there. I'll take that. Thank you.
I'm feeling a little left out here.
Oh, that happens a lot with these double hooks, Henry. You notice that? Swing around, grab the other fish.
The hooks today are so sharp too, Rich. I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta remember you're dealing with a hook that's razor sharp.
And we're using a Gamakatsu, what is it, a 5, Henry?
4 octopus.
4 octopus.
Well, I
One
was
thing I
not
like
losing.
about these hooks is they are sharp right out of the pack.
I was not losing this fish. I got him down deep. But this is an unbelievable fishery. You know, you think about it, you know, you're almost in January, you know?
Yeah, just a couple of days
and
away
look at
now.
this. We're out here. This is beautiful. It really is.
And inside of the New York City skyline.
Yeah, just about, right?
It's a nice clear day. Air quality is definitely acceptable.
Just got him out.
Well, I just had a little touch here.
Henry, that fish, both of those fish came right from this corner.
Yeah, there
So-
seems to be a little bite going on right here. I flipped.
You slip him in.
That's a beautiful fish there, buddy.
That'll work.
Well, guys, I feel like I got a decent one here.
You got one, Andy?
Yeah.
There you go. Let me know if you need the net. Henry, yeah, both of them fish right from that corner. Andy, you flipped that way too. So now it seems like we got them built up on that corner.
I'm actually gonna, whoa, this guy's pounding away.
I'm gonna try and flip out, see if there's another one waiting there.
I would. I'd go right back to that same spot. I want to bother you for a crab too while you're letting that down if you go in.
You know, sometimes, Rich, when you have the fish feeding in a little small area, you can't be bashful. You have to fish on top of it.
Well, you know, people get upset. They call it mugging and stuff like that. But, you know, you got to be in the game. What are you doing over there,
I'm
Lacasio?
just trying to mind my own business here.
You want some help? We're right here.
I got it.
You know, people say you're mugging and stuff. But, you know, it's a difference between catching fish and not catching fish. And you know that as well as I
You
do.
could spend the whole day on the outside looking in. There'll be a little, you'll see 5 or 6 guys on a party boat catching fish. If the guys don't,
You see the one he just snuck in, Molly?
holy mackerel, Andy, that's a beautiful fish.
I just trying to kind of hide him from it. I didn't want anybody to pitch onto my piece of the bottom here.
Well, I'm going back in. Now, where are we going, Henry? We're looking in that same
I've been
spot.
flipping out about 20 feet
I'm
over
going
there.
for it. Let's go. Oh, nice fish. You want to play? Right
No, I got
behind
him
you.
right here.
That's a good looking fish.
Tell you what, I wasn't losing this guy. And
Look at the teeth on that baby.
yeah, he's got a set of choppers there.
You know, Henry, you can feel the difference in these bites when these fish are on, you know? I mean, like a lot of times you'll get them subtle bites, but right now these fish are chomping.
Yeah,
They're right there, Andy.
No,
Need some help with that?
I'm good. I'm racing to try and get my bait back in the water.
You still got room in there or what?
It's getting there.
I'll tell you, we got a couple of quality fish in here, guys. We're gonna have some good blackfish chowder when we get back.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, it still amazes me how they can come from such a small area sometimes. You know, you got bottom all around the boat, but yet they'll hang out one piece.
And you've heard the term, you gotta fish fast. Sometimes the bite will only last
Yes,
for an
that
hour.
is a great point. That is
Now,
such a, you can do 15, 20 fish in an hour, all right, or sometimes even less. And then, you know, oh, here we go. And then you just get a slow pick going on. I just had a little touch.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, baby, come back.
Now it's amazing the way it can just shut down all of a sudden. Then, like you said, just turn on.
Yeah.
See a touch there, Henry?
Sometimes up. Oh, that's a good fish. That's a good fish. Almost knocked my head.
Almost knock your head
Knocked
off.
my head off.
Almost knock your head off.
Yeah, this feels like a little better fish.
You know what the amazing thing about this place also, Henry, is like normally you pull up in different areas, but got fish, you'll always see the big ones first.
Right.
But here, you never know when that monster's gonna come.
There's always a chance at a double-digit fish. And
Yep.
let's face it, any blackfish over 10 pounds is a fish to life.
Oh God, yeah, I agree with you. We already had a couple.
I may need a net on
that's
this
a
one.
full fish.
You got that one, Andy?
That'd be the pool fish.
You want me to get that? You got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Wow,
That
look at
is
this.
a solid blackfish.
I I would consider that one a slob, Henry. What do you
Yeah,
think?
nice fish, Henry. I'm gonna need
thank
a
you.
hand here.
Don't take too many of them to make a dozen.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Yeah, that
Now-
fish, that fish will go 12 pounds easy.
Oh my God, look at the size of this fish. Both hooks, no less. Look at this.
Yeah, I had a whole crab. I flipped it right out where I was getting all that life, and bang, that guy gave me a shot, almost took the rod.
That's
a
amazing.
nice
That is
solid
a
fish.
beautiful, beautiful fish.
Look at the teeth on that end.
You know, I'd like to stay here long since I capture the pool.
I know we got to
But,
get out of here.
This is going to be about time.
This
Yeah,
is always what I say. How do I leave after a fish that size?
And I'm getting a touch here too.
No, it is getting a little tough.
Henry, very, very nice fish.
Yeah, that's another thing to remember. This fish is probably 15 years old.
You know, they say, you know, how slow they grow and whatnot. That's amazing that that fish is about 15. I got another 10-pounder on the deck here. I'm looking at this one over here. Look at it.
Guys, a few more minutes, we're out of here.
Yeah,
But
I
either
think we
way,
gotta
Henry,
go.
this has been a great day.
It's great to see you guys.
I know you promised us calm seas, but at least the fishing part worked out good.
And I just want both of you to realize while you're pulling the anchor, Henry, I will be flipping back to this spot. So it's going to be like when you're on a party boat, that last drop,
Right.
the boat's pulling away and you're still stretching out.
Don't be bashful. Every minute counts.
Don't even think about rebaiting that, Henry.
Can't thank you enough, Henry. Thank you for a great trip. Really
Yeah, we had
appreciate it. Definitely get back out and do this again.
Hopefully we'll get a few more good weeks in before this weather really turns sour on us.
Yep.
Thank you for watching Northeast Angling. You can learn more about techniques, tackle, and destinations as seen on this show at neangling.com. See you on the water.